everybody, I am so excited right now. I have finally made it to New Orleans. After so many years, I'm finally here. And look, I'm here in Jackson Square. I'm in the French Quarter. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. So excited. We are currently on a haunted history tour. This is where we are staying in New Orleans. Bunch of cats over there. Jude Travel Park. Very tight sites. No worries. Happy to be here. Driving right now on the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. The causeway was built in 1956 and is 24 miles long. The sun is setting and it's really pretty right now. Fun fact for you, the lake is actually brackish and there are alligators and sharks that live in the lake. So we just passed mile 14. It's been just shy of 15 minutes on the bridge, and we can just now see land. So that's pretty cool. Another fun fact for you, the lake is actually rather shallow. It averages about 12 to 14 feet deep, although there are deeper spots. One spot, the deepest spot, is actually 65 feet deep. Side note, pontoons can actually go in this lake. Mom and Dad. What you doing?
I'm repairing my favorite appliance, our RV fridge. It is no longer lighting itself on gas. I have to manually light it. I want to do some boondocking, that's a serious problem. And also, anywhere we don't have electricity. So, I have a new display board, just arrived from Dometic. Reinstall it. Hopefully that'll take care of our problem. So this is the control board to our fridge. This is the part that is no longer functioning. What's happening is we're not getting the igniter. It's not doing any igniting. It's not even trying to ignite. The solenoid isn't sending a signal out. So unfortunately I can't just replace this part. I have to replace this whole board, which is about 200 bucks. So right now our board has been replaced. It has not tried to light on gas yet. It is currently running on AC because we're plugged in. So if I unplug this, we're lit. Plug it back in, turn off, and if I unplug it, lights on gas. Fully functioning fridge.
Nice. Nice. Great work, Carl. We are visiting City Park, and they have these awesome live oak trees with the hanging moss. So pretty here. This is a lagoon in City Park, full of many birds. How do I get on that, Kyle? Look at all these birds. I'm so excited. Look at these two. These two are Muscovy ducks. I know this because my grandpa used to have them. And when he passed, I took in 3 of them. Todd Bertuzzi, Heidi Klum, and Inga. Kyle, swan!
These are also live oak trees, similar to what we've seen in Savannah. But the ones in Savannah just have moss. These also have ferns growing on them, which makes them a little bit different. Cole seems to prefer the ones in Savannah more than these. Here we are in New Orleans City Park. For us, this is very unusual because the park's in our hometown. No one ever uses. So it's very nice to see people out in these areas recreating and having a good time.
Behind me is the oldest cemetery in New Orleans. It was built in 1789 and is known as the City of the Dead. Inside they have tombs and everybody is buried above ground. New Orleans doesn't really bury people underground because the water table is so high, they would float. Fun fact for you, Nicolas Cage actually bought a tomb inside. It's a 9-foot pyramid. We actually aren't going to go inside the cemetery. You have to pay for a tour. It's $25 to enter and get a 1-hour walking tour.
Nothing screams tourists anymore in a big city than pulling up their camera as they walk down the street filming.
Really cool.
Not to be confused with one more.
What sign is it?
Neat, neat. Come out with your hands up. Story time! So one of our most favorite things that we did in New Orleans was take a haunted history tour. We actually love them so much that we actually did two. The best one was with Witch's Brew, and they have this 4-in-1 vampires, ghosts, voodoo, something else tour, and it was super awesome. We had the best tour guide, and she told us wonderful stories, very creepy stories that have stuck with me. For example, do you remember the beginning of the video when we were in Jackson Square and I was so excited to be there, and I was just very happy because I was finally in New Orleans? Well, I learned that apparently in that very same square, some 200 years ago, whatever it was, that is where they used to perform like hangings, and right in the very middle where the statue of Andrew Jackson is where they used to have the gallows, and how people would come and watch because it was like an event that you all went to just to go check it out, and people would try to take like the boots off the people as they were getting hung. I don't know how I feel about that place anymore because I look at it differently. And then apparently the very same gate that is around the fence that is around the square is the same one that's still standing where they used to put people's heads on top. Very crazy. The worst one that we learned about was Madame Marie Delphine Laurie. She is just awful, and I don't know why people like this ever exist, but maybe do yourself a favor, don't look her up because she does very, very terrible things. A couple hundred years ago, the house that she did these terrible things in is still standing. You can go see it. Our tour guide actually told us some creepy stories about how she has had people on her tours get very ill when they go by it and just feel very awful afterwards. And she even said that there were some folks that took her tour and they ended up calling a few months later saying that something followed them home. Just insane. I mean, New Orleans is apparently the most haunted city in America, and so I'm not surprised that they have these things. There are way more crazy stories that she told us, and I think you just have to go and hear them for yourselves. We are at Mardi Gras World right now, where we get to learn about how the floats are made. We are at Mardi Gras World. Our tickets are beads, and look, they give us free king cake. How is it? All right.
Pretty good.
Nice. So if you've never had king cake before, it's kind of like a cross between cake and a cinnamon roll. And this one has like not enough icing for me, that's for sure, but still good.
It's Mardi Gras. It's carnival time, a time for devil-may-care revelry. Anything goes, as what's been called the greatest free show on earth celebrates with a flair unlike anything, anywhere. But the greatest free show on earth isn't just for one day. The carnival parade season actually begins a few weeks before the Tuesday called Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras, by the way, translates from the French as Fat Tuesday.
The day after Mardi Gras, we generally come back here and start the design process again. From there, we essentially get a list of themes from the different captains expressing what they want to develop as far as themes for the coming year.
This prop is made from styrofoam and is in the process of being covered by paper mache.
I found Nemo.
So our tour guide here just told us that this section back here is called the library, where they just recycle parts. Like if they need a nose or maybe like an arm, they just take it. Well, he told me that this Drew Brees right here needs to become a Tom Cruise, and so they're gonna pull him out and make him into Tom Cruise. Isn't that so funny? Look how big some of these are. Oh my gosh. Wow. We've had trouble finding these on our trips in the Southwest, but here I found one in New Orleans. These creepy dolls right here is whatever made me hate dolls. He might act tough, but he's a big old kid. He's probably having more fun than I am.
Are you steering the ship, little Nicole?
Mom, look at me, I'm on the ship. Hi, Mom. This is my very first beignet. It is a square donut covered in powdered sugar. These are pretty good. I like them. Well, in true Nicole fashion, all the powdered sugar didn't end up in my mouth, but on my lap.
While we were in New Orleans, we wanted to visit the Gulf Coast. Now, we wanted to visit Grand Isle State Park, but they just had a hurricane last fall, so the park is still closed. So we thought, okay, we can head down the Mississippi River and go on the Delta out into where it goes into the Gulf. So we took a day to do that, and it was kind of a waste of time. There's really very little to see. Along the road, the levees are in the way, so you can't see the river anyway. We thought it would be pretty scenic, but it turned out to be kind of a dud. We got out to the end. There's a lot of industry along the river in the Gulf, lots of people fishing, but really nothing to see. So we're hoping next time we go back, we can go to Grand Isle and see that park. We did find Fort Jackson along the way though, which was a pretty cool find. We spent some time there and had a good time.
We are currently hiking at the Pretaria Preserve, part of the Jean Lafitte's National Refuge. And this place is pretty crazy. It reminds us of Congaree. It's quite dry right now, which is probably normal because it is January. We haven't seen any alligators yet, but I have my eyes peeled. Unfortunately, this place has sustained quite a bit of hurricane damage, so a lot of the trails are closed. We're gonna have to add this to our list of places to come back to, definitely. Oh my god, you guys. I just about fell backwards because this scared the crap out of me.
This is a gator. Oh my god. I've seen these before, but it's like I'm seeing it for the first time. After you. No, it's fine. They're totally safe.
Thanks for watching our video of New Orleans. We loved it here. Stay tuned for our next video where we continue our Gulf Coast journey to the east.